So it's been 4 days now, and not only haven't we hit any of the people who planned these attacks or carried them out in Iraq, we haven't hit anybody in Iran who are the benefactors and who provide the money and the command and control to the militias. We want to bring in Chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Congressman Mark Green. Good to see you, sir.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Are we making too much out of this delay, you think?
Yeah. Well, no, you're not making too much out of it, and yeah, it's a huge problem. I mean, this whole notion that at a time of our choosing, and trying to gain the sort of upper hand in the dialogue. I mean, we need to launch missiles.
Why don't you think we have?
I don't know. I can't explain it. I mean, it's as if
you served in Iraq for a long time.
Yeah.
You went up. You've been there,
done that.
Right, and you've gone up against these same militias.
Yeah.
You were there. Are they? And I'm wondering here in terms of what this strike package looks like, and we think about how robust it could be. How good are these militias at these moments of moving their men, their sensitive equipment on and on out of the places we would have hit?
Well, they're very good at concealment. It took us how many years to get Osama bin Laden? How many months to get Saddam Hussein? This is a challenge to us, but our intel operations are very good in the area. But honestly, it should be almost immediate. It really should be immediate. Counter battery fire, you sense where the missiles or the drones come from, and you destroy where they launch from. That's a no-brainer.
That's the beginning, not the end.
Exactly.
I'm thinking, though, just sort of long, big picture in terms of what's going on. And I know you have a lot of constituents who are overseas serving. This is what Secretary Austin said in the middle, if you will. This is October 31st, what he said in the middle of the 160 so strikes by Iranian militias on U.S. forces. Take a listen.
We've been clear. The President's been clear, and I have been clear, Vice Chair, that if this doesn't stop, then we will respond.
I'm wondering if Iran even believes this anymore.
Oh, no, not at all. I mean, look, when they came into office, they took the Houthis off the terrorist watch list. They made a $6 billion deal for a few hostages. They began the JCPOA talks. I mean, they want to be friends with Iran. They don't know a good guy from a bad guy. I keep saying that. Honestly, in this whole interchange, we've got to stop striking at the tail of the snake and start hitting the head of the snake.
We talk about the head of the snake. We'll put back up the Iranian militias. This was referred to by one of our viewers, I thought very well, as the Middle East Mafia, and then run by the Ayatollah in Tehran. I think you'd agree with that assessment. But I think about this in terms of going after actual leadership and taking them out. Would that make a difference?
Sure, it would make a difference for a time, depending on which level of the leadership you go after. But we know very well there is a seed in Iran planted for a revolution. I mean, there are folks there who want regime change. And if we strike in the right places, we might start something that could bring freedom to the Iranian people. And that would be a very
or at least make the Ayatollah so scared that he's sort of less likely to be adventuresome around the world. Look, we saw the Obama administration turn their back on the Green Revolution.
That's right.
We've seen the Biden administration turn their back on the hijab revolution that tried to start with the women in the streets in Iran. Help us understand what you think is going on with Lloyd Austin. This is a guy, I think you served either with him or under him.
He was actually a battalion commander when I was a rifle company commander in the same brigade in the 82nd Airborne Division.
Okay, so this is a soldier. Do you think he really believes all this? Is he sitting up there and saying it?
I can't really say. When I knew him when he was a young infantry warrior. He's been a politician for a very long time. And trust me, that has an effect on you. And he's in an administration where they're very clearly different. They don't want to fight back. So I don't know. I can't really say.
If we give the administration their very best argument, which is that the Israeli-Palestinian fight is at the heart of the problems in the Middle East, and if they manage that effectively, we'll have a segment later on how they're trying to do that, but if they manage that effectively, and as we heard from Lloyd Austin today, his number one priority is non-escalation, then the Iranians are willing to sit back and play nice with everybody because they want to be part of the international community.
I do not believe that the Israeli-Palestinian issue is the heart of it in in the Middle East. I think the Shia-Sunni divide is a big concern. I think KSA has a huge fear of Iran.
KSA is Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia. This is much bigger than just Israel. I mean, Iran wants to dominate. If you look at their constitution, it actually says the Islamic Republic will rule the world. So I think it's far bigger than just Israel and Palestine.